Why am I leaving Flint, a city that I actually really, really love? First and foremost, my daughter. I like being around her. She's cool. At least close to her. Not just with her all the time. Just I want to be closer. But I think the other thing is I just think it's time. I moved to Flint 10-ish years ago when I was taking classes at U of M Flint. I was studying music there and really just fell in love with the city. So I moved into the Durant first, right downtown, and then I moved when I saw how much houses were going for and bought a house. And for all intents and purposes, it's my dream house. I absolutely love my house. Well, not mine anymore, but I've just loved being here. I've loved making it my own. I wouldn't change anything on that level. I really, really appreciate my time here and in this house, and I feel really fortunate for that. But I think another part of it is when my daughter moved to LA 2-ish years ago, a little more than 2 years ago, I started going out there. I had never been to LA. The only time I ever wanted to go to LA was when I was younger, and I'll touch on that. But other than that, I had really no desire to go to LA. When I started visiting her, I think I've been there 7 times in 2 years. Every time I came back, I was, man, I can't wait to get back here. I think I knew that I was going to go at that point. It was a matter of what's going to happen that's going to push me over the edge that I do just finally go. And one of the things that happened was my mom moved. My mom is my only immediate family that was living in Michigan at the time. And she had lived in Texas for a long time and then came back and, I liked having her close. She retired and decided it was time for her to not deal with snow anymore. And I completely understand that. So when she left, that was the push I needed in the sense that it was time to go. What's keeping me here? Yet people ask, well, you have gigs here, you have friends here, you have a business here. I can do all of those things anywhere. I'm the business. I put in fence. I do it myself. I can do that anywhere. So that's not an issue for me if that's what I wanted to do, but that's not really what I want to do. I got into that, into fencing when I started raising my daughter, which I did solo. And so that allowed me to be there for her because there's nothing more valuable than time. And so I would rather be there with her than doing anything. With that being said, I can play music anywhere, what I'm doing here, but I don't know if I want to keep doing cover bands, your cover music. I've done that for a long time and I kind of feel like that's what I'm known for around here more than anything. I write. I enjoy writing. I enjoy performing my own music. So that's something that I think I want to go that way out there more. There's a lot of great musicians here. Andy, my best friend, is just what an outstanding musical handyman he is. Drummer Dave, Tim. I play with Chuck Bartels, Phil Whitfield. Just so many musicians over the years that I've really enjoyed the opportunity to play with. And I can always come back and do gigs here. Hopefully, I can always come back. I guess it's not an always. I could possibly come back. But that's where I can do that as well out there. The one thing that I can do there that I can't do here is visit my kid regularly. Especially, to fly out there, it's expensive, to just repeatedly fly out there. And I can go do this out there, but that's not what I'm going to be doing. I'll announce what I'm doing at a different time. I have a job out there, and so I can do that. I already have a place to live. I sold my house, and that was bittersweet, but the people who bought my house are so cool. They're just so cool, and I'm so grateful. One of the things I was worried about was when I was selling my house that somebody was going to come in, buy it, and rent it out. And I don't have anything against renters. I'm going to be a renter. But I love this house, and I wanted somebody to love this house. And when I met them at the closing, they were like, we love this house. And when I bought this house, I looked at one house. I walked into this house and I said, this is the house. And I bought it. I didn't have to look. Because when I went to my realtor, I said, I want a house with character. I'm a character. I need a house with character. So that's how I ended up here. I just, with that, I just bought this house and I love this house. So I'm glad somebody else is going to love this house. But the other thing is it was just time to go. I just feel like my time here is done. I feel like uh, I love it here, and I'll come back. I'll play gigs here. I'll come and visit my friends. My friends are here. My life has been here most of my life, so I'll come back and visit. But I just felt like I needed to do something new, and with my daughter being there, I'll know people there. I've made a bunch of friends out there. Going out there and visiting Sierra, I've met a lot of artists, and that's exciting. Is just getting into that kind of an art community where there are some outstanding artists here. The level of artistry out there, like Jim McKenzie, you see a guy like that and what he'll crank out in just such a short time. It's like, holy Toledo, dude, how'd you do that? He's just so good. So to be around that, it's really inspiring. To be around all these people that they're living their dreams, and I think that I was always afraid to live my dreams. When I got out of high school, I felt like I had no options. So I just didn't pursue what I was going to pursue. There's reasons for that, or reasons that I wasn't confident in my abilities. And I could sing then, I could play guitar. It wasn't like I didn't know how to do those things. I just didn't have any confidence in myself to go out and do something like that. So I did the safe thing. And then I had my daughter, which is the greatest thing that ever happened to me. I couldn't imagine a happier situation than having my daughter. So, with that, it's just that's the reason. It's you take into consideration that I don't have any close family here anymore. My daughter lives out there. The art scene out there, the music scene, I don't know totally about it. I've done some open mics out there. I've met a few musicians out there. I know I've been connected with some musicians out there. People have been connecting with me with people out there. Like there's a guy, Jacob Givens. He does a lot of music content on the socials, and he's great. And as soon as I decided to sell my house, I messaged him. I said, "Hey, dude, I sold my house, or I'm selling my house. I'm coming out." He's like, "Yes, come out here, brother." So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to new energy. When I moved to Flint, I didn't know anybody. I moved here on a whim. I looked. I told Sierra. I said, "How do you feel about moving to Flint?" And she was still in high school, and she was like, I don't know about all that." And I went and looked at an apartment, and within 2 weeks we were moving. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made. I don't know how I ended up here, why I ended up here, from the standpoint of I never expected to be here. And California's the same way. I did not expect it. And so things started shutting down around here, things started happening where it was like doors were closing and opportunities were changing, and I was thinking to myself, man, what's going on here? When I sold my house, like business picked up, all these different things happened that are helping to facilitate this move. So I can only think it's just meant to be. Give me a subscribe, that would help out immensely. Thanks for hanging out.